What's up, everyone? I'm gonna film this on my iPad because fuck it. Who cares? Who really cares? It's time to stop sitting around and start creating things. Here's how to get rich without trying. Or not get rich, I should say. How to make money without trying. Specifically using the internet. Now, I'm gonna tell you this, but I need you to watch and actually listen to what I say so you can actually apply everything, because far too often I find myself sharing these things, this information, and it comes across as very complex, but it's really not complex. These are just the little details that I've noticed from some of the top creators, from hanging around some of the top people making money online these days, and some of the top people in school. These are just some of the things that I've noticed that are glaringly obvious, and also the things that I've noticed the beginners struggle the most with, because I've helped over 300 people start their online business on Skool with my Skool group, which you can join for free in the link below. I've helped over 300 people, and the thing that I've noticed the most, even at varying different skill levels, is that they don't do these things. Okay, so you ready to find out what these things are? Subscribe and like, and I'll tell you. Okay, so the things that people fail to do the most on Skool, on the internet, to make money, to get rich without really thinking about it or trying. These people fail to actually take the action, and they think that the action that they have to take is much greater than it actually is. It's really the little things. It comes down to being consistent and being sort of aggressively consistent. You have to decide you want to do certain things and then just stick to it and continue doing it. The thing that people get wrong is they try to be consistent on things that don't matter, like the little things like making a calendar and sticking to that calendar. No, you have to be consistent on the things that, broad strokes, that matter the most. Okay, and what that comes down to is like, okay, are you going to sleep? Are you going to sleep at a good time, as in like decent amount of sleep that you have enough energy for the next day? Do you um like think too much about do you judge yourself too much, I should say? If you're judging yourself far too much, then that just means that you're paralyzing yourself in terms of taking action. You're judging every little thing you do. You're questioning everything you do. I don't know, at least for me, this was something that I had to get over and tell myself, literally, I had to tell myself, don't judge yourself. Okay, so don't judge yourself on what you want to do. If you eat something that you think, you shouldn't go eat, whatever. All these little things. Maybe this is OCD, I don't know. Hopefully it's helpful to someone else. But the next thing is just, keep going out there and keep pushing and talking to people, but not overly pushing, overly doing whatever. Whatever. Forget that point. That point doesn't matter. Okay, so let's see. Where was I? Okay. So basically, a lot of people want to make money using Skool. They want to make whatever, do whatever. They want to have the money. Okay. What you're not realizing is that the people who do make the money on Skool, they've decided to just do it. And it becomes less about thinking about doing it and more about just pure action. So honestly, it's taken me 2.5 years to get to this point where I realize you just have to keep grinding and doing it. Like, it's so cliche, but you gotta get uncomfortable. It's hard to hear that if you're at the beginning phase of online business, because you are already super uncomfortable all of the time. But there's a different kind of discomfort where it's like you're uncomfortable because you're burned out and you're tired and you're sick all the time, versus being uncomfortable because you're constantly pushing and creating and doing things. So the difference is that, you're burned out, you know what you have to do. You probably know a lot of what you have to do, but you just don't know, like, you don't have the energy to do it. That's what I'm sorry. You don't have the energy to do it. But when on the other side of it, when you know what you have to do and you just decide to do it, you just start pushing through, and like you create more time. That sounds bigger than it is, but really you just like use your time more wisely, your like allocations of time a little bit more wisely. And in broad strokes, that means you like start doing things more consistently. You start having a little bit of a better routine. You stop getting caught up in the little things, right? I don't know if this is healthy or whatever as a human. Maybe you should just, do whatever you want to do every day and whatever. But I know that in society and when it comes to like business, which business is pretty cool, you have to show up super consistently, like aggressively consistently. And at the end of the day, like that's the most important thing. And the secret is like, here's the secret. The reason why I'm making this video is I actually wasn't even planning to make this into a video. I was just testing because I'm like looking around. I'm like, oh, can I use, should I use this? Should I use my laptop? No, I can't use my laptop to film because it like doesn't have enough RAM and storage is an issue on it, because I got the lowest storage model. I don't know why I did that, but that's why I'm grinding. So yeah, like, okay, so I was sitting here for the past like few hours, like, okay, I was thinking, do I get a new camera? Do I get whatever? And then I forgot that I have my iPad, and this actually has 512 gigs. So yeah, I can film a bunch of YouTube videos on this. I don't need to buy anything right now. This is good enough. Like, this is seriously good enough. Like, you probably can't even tell the difference. I'm holding it up with my hand, whatever, whatever. So anyways, and I can use Loom, so I can talk for like 30 minutes on here. The only problem is I can't share my screen or whatever when I'm doing Loom on here. Hopefully they change that. That would be cool. Moral of the story is I got uncomfortable and I sat here and just did it. Am I a little more tired right now? Yeah. Have I not been sleeping as much as I normally do? Just a little bit. I could definitely force myself to go to sleep a little bit earlier so I can get more rest. But overall, I'm pretty happy that I'm like pushing through and creating things. Because at the end of the day, if you can get someone's retention on a video, even if one person watches it, even if no one watches it, and you sat here and you made like a 12-minute long video, that's the target. Like, if you're on YouTube and you want to have a channel, if you want to create YouTube videos, you want to have a channel, you got to create videos that are like 12 minutes long. And the best packaging of that, honestly, in my opinion, I'm not a billion view YouTuber yet. I do have, I think, 2 million views, 220,000, not 2 million, 220,000, 300,000, something around like 300,000 views overall on YouTube. So I might know a little bit about what I'm talking about. That's pretty cool stat right there. The moral of the story of YouTube is it's not about being super creative. It's not about being the best at whatever. It's about sitting and actually doing it and like talking through it and making a 12-minute long video. And secondary to that, what's the packaging? Well, you could see a lot of people are doing vlogs, a lot of people are doing whatever, a lot of people are doing gear reviews, but a lot of people also just sit here and talk to the camera. Now, in that direction of YouTube, you could also do a podcast. That has a little bit more complexity because the best version of a podcast, you have to have a little bit of a setup. So you have to have good camera, good podcast mic. Sometimes you have to have people to talk to. You could just do it on Zoom, but if you want the best version that scales the quickest, it is worthwhile having at least 2 cameras and mics and tripods. So right there, that's like $2,500 at minimum. But at the end of the day, you don't have to do all that. You can just do this. Talk into the camera, cue the music. I'm not going to edit this. There's going to be no music. And just, I hope I don't sound crazy right now, but this is just what I felt like talking about. Because I also said I'm going to make a video today. So here it is. Can't say it's always going to be this easy, that I'm always going to be this coherent when I talk. But yeah, I'm going to try to use this as well, because hopefully I can get good quality out of this somehow. And for talking head videos, a little bit better than this quality. But anyway, yeah, so that's it. The things beginners get wrong on online business. And I have a lot of data on this because I've helped over 300 people on Skool, probably talked to even more than that. Skool, Skool, by the way. So yeah, what I've seen is that people flounder around because they're likely too in pain to get started. You know, they're chronically burned out, which I can feel that. And sometimes it's not even that visible. Like they could have a good, you know, good lifestyle going, but at the end of the day, they're not making consistent content. And I'm not saying that I make consistent content because I don't yet. But I've been in like a phase of like loading. I'm like, okay, I have to make consistent content. Let me just remove all of the excuses, all of the, what's the word? I can't think of the word. Just remove all that stuff so I can just talk to YouTube. Because if one person watches this and if this helps me one bit connect with someone on the other side of the screen, then that's good, because that's what content is for. So it's literally for that. It's for people to speed up the process of getting to know you. And honestly, if you're going out there and you're networking and talking with people and you don't have any content at all like this, even this kind of content, this is not perfect, is better than like not having content. Not having content hurts you more than bad content in a lot of ways, because no one knows you. So, and honestly, the statistic I just heard, there's like 40,000 people that are unidentified in the US at any given moment, that they just can't figure out who they are after they, you know, whatever. Vsauce said that on his latest video. Shout out to Vsauce, he's back on YouTube. So that's a positive thing happening these days. Maybe Tom Scott will be next, coming back to YouTube. Let's hope. So yeah, anyway, peace.